Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm JT if you're tuning in for the first time, and I'm really happy that you decided to do that. What you want to do is grab a notebook so that you can keep your notes for subsequent webinars. What I do is I like the spiral notebooks, and ladies and gentlemen, I actually keep a couple. I keep one for the wake up call and one for the webinar, and it really does help me get organized. I know that when I am going to have webinar notes or I want to recall something, I know that if I pull my purple one, at least it's purple for this month, I know that that's my webinar notes. So you want to grab your notes, get a pen because you know pencil fades over time, and of course your favorite snack and beverage. I love graham crackers. And get ready because Norbert is going to rock our socks off. He's going to talk about content marketing. And I want to ask you, when you're out marketing, do you have some type of strategy, or are you just recalling, just pulling content randomly and giving it to your audience? So stay tuned. Like I said, grab your favorite notebook, pen, and beverage, and get set because we're live.
It's a training portal. I got this light that's flickering. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's annoying me, so I'm going to walk into another room. This system has been around since 2008, and we have helped create some of the biggest success stories here inside the... I need to go find some light. Hold on. Hi, guys. We're live inside the network marketing, the internet marketing arena. And it's been so fun, really, since 2008. If you take a look around, some of the biggest leaders, the biggest success stories out there have come from this place called MLSP. And I don't say that with any ego. It's not me. It's not Norbert. It's this community. It's absolutely amazing. The software, the tools, the training. If you know that you need a blog, which you do because you're building a brand in any space, you're becoming the leader, how to actually do that, how to become the go-to person, how to create some sales funnels so that you can give away value and build the list and nurture the list and actually sell to that list and create a full-time income, maybe slowly but surely, to actually replace a job so that you can be at home with your kids. That's what Norbert wanted to do, and he was able to do that a good, 8-9 years ago. Bottom line, if you're wanting to get online, or you are already online and you're hurting for leads, you're not making everything, the pieces aren't really, they're not making sense, and you're hurting for some cash flow. You want to learn how to actually pay for your marketing up front and how to build the business. If you're a coach, how to get more clients. If you're in any business, how to get more customers. If you want more leads for anything, or maybe to even take a step back, you don't even have a business yet, right here, this education portal, this system, this family, this training community, man, we can help you. So get back with the person who invited you to tonight's webinar. If you are looking to either grow your current business or start and learn how to build online, to build a real revenue stream, a real business that you are absolutely passionate about, really there are no limits. If you learn you learn some skill sets, you increase your value, and you learn how to add value to the marketplace, you can literally, with a laptop and a cell phone, with some skill sets, you can do some of the things that you were probably promised when you first got started here this evening. And my dear friend Norbert is definitely a case in point for that. So get back with the person who invited you tonight if any of that sounds awesome. And before I bring him out, this is my favorite part of the evening. Got a couple leaders we want to recognize. Again, this is not a business opportunity. We do have a very powerful affiliate program that's paid millions of dollars to what once were struggling online marketers and business owners. So if you want to take a look at that, you can see that when you take the test drive tonight. But as you get better and as you go through the ranks and refer people into the system as an affiliate, we do have some fun here. We do have some fun. And when you hit L5, which we do have a new one, you actually become a honey badger. And you'll learn more about that when you get inside the system. So real quickly, I want to acknowledge Robert Docani, L1. Congratulations. Man, I remember everyone when they hit L1, it's like that taste, that first check. It really becomes real. I know Norbert definitely remembers that when you get that first paycheck of the online. It's just starting to pay off, and it's like, wow, okay, so if I can make $5, $10, $20, $100 let's just do more of that. Like, this could become real. And Robert, I know you're feeling that this week, man. That is awesome. Congratulations. Amanda Ashton Booth, L2. Andre Katnett, member of the month, and L3, dude, congratulations. And L5. L5 is huge. L5 means, like, it's not so much about you just getting results. It really means that you're building a community, you're building a tribe. There are people who you are bringing up with you. They are following your lead. And Todd and Leah gets one of our newest MMT members. I know Norbert just interviewed them as well on his podcast. Man, congratulations. And we call that You Are Now Knighted, guys, and you will get that Honey Badger jersey. Baxter, our in-house Honey Badger, is downstairs working tonight. He couldn't actually come up, or he'd be in the video tonight to say congratulations. But Todd and Leah, man, huge, huge, huge. Actually, I have one on my bed. I got to at least show a Honey Badger, guys. But yeah, that's huge. Guys, yeah, for everyone who's in the community who knows what that is, that's like one of the pinnacle leader levels inside of MLSP. Oh, and I gotta, if they're on, guys, here's one of the things we hand out at the events for these Honey Badgers, and we got jerseys, and we do actually have a real live Honey Badger in the house. It's pretty awesome. So Todd and Leah, congrats to all the leaders, because success stories, doing the thing. It really, we are passionate about what we do, and seeing the success stories popping in daily, literally daily in the Facebook group, man, it is awesome. So just lots of gratitude for you not giving up on your dream and just saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to carve my own path. I'm going to learn how to increase, how to give value in the marketplace and how to turn that into a business that's I'm passionate about, a business that helps people, a business that impacts the world. And that is, I honor that. I am done. Guys, you're in for a treat. We are 10 past the hour. I want to get them out. Good evening again. What I would recommend here is grab a pen and paper and stay on for the entire time, guys. This dude is, it was he and a couple other guys that came together 8 years ago that really created this system. And we had no idea what we were doing. We knew that we wanted to help people. And that was really a huge part of this whole thing. Why we're even here today was Norbert's vision and passion in conjunction with a guy named Todd. And then you throw me in the mix. And we've been able to do some pretty neat things and really impact a lot of lives. And Norbert's become a dear brother. I'm so glad that probably about a month ago now, Norbert joined back. Norbert took some time off to do some family things from MLSP, and now he's back in the mix full-time here, running the show. And guys, I couldn't be happier. This is the full gang is back in business, and it feels good. And Norbert has now taken on the head coach role here with myself, and we're really ironing out the coaching program, which, by the way, at the end of this webinar, we'll briefly just talk about. And if you are looking for a one-on-one certified coach, me and Norbert are doing a lot of stuff with these coaches, and we'll get to that at the end. But guys, this is the man. This is the man, and without this dude, we would not be here today. So let me bring him out. He's going to be going over some content strategies. Grab a pen and paper and just get ready, because every time Norbert trains, we get some of the best feedback ever. It just breaks down these complex concepts into simplicity, into action steps, into things that will get you results. So my brother from Canada, it is a crazy time in the United States. I was just talking to JP. He was saying we may all have to go up and move up to Canada. I don't know what's going on in the States, but how you doing, man?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome, man. You got me fired up. You're opening here, so I'm excited. I'm excited to go.
We're happy to have you, dude. Always is a pleasure. And truly, from Todd, Jim, Mel, the whole team, Rhonda, everyone here at MLSP, man, it is awesome to have you back here. Feels good.
All right. Well, we gotta jump into this training here, because otherwise we're gonna keep people on for like 2 hours. Because both you and I like to talk. It's just that way. Hold on a second. I'm just fixing my mic here because I'm tied up with cables. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that's gonna get some good sound and not get any feedback or echo, and we're ready to rock and roll. All right, I'm gonna jump right in, Brian, and then we'll chat a little bit afterwards. I don't know if we'll have time for Q&A. We'll see how fast I can train. So we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, guys. What we're gonna be talking about here today is it's gonna be content marketing 101. Really, I'm gonna be covering some basic stuff, but I'm also gonna be covering stuff that I know 99% of you are not doing. I'm going to be covering some stuff where you can really take your content marketing strategy to the next level. So if you're already creating content, this is going to explode your content marketing strategy. If you're just starting to create content, this is an amazing place to start your content marketing strategy. But either way, this is going to be a powerful way for you to create engagement, for you to build your brand, for you to establish your authority, for you to get traffic, for you to get engagement, for you to get leads. Everything, the whole point of why we create content is really what I'm going to be focusing on here today. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and just Brian, let me know if you guys can see my screen here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you see the little spreadsheet here?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna pull up this presentation here. And we're
hey guys, real quick, as Norbert, I don't know if guys, for all the attendees, okay, we're doing PowerPoint. Guys, remember, if your bottom right as an attendee, click the HD button and go full screen. It will give you the best experience, especially if Norbert goes to into websites and bouncing around on the internet. If you are an attendee hearing me right now, go to the bottom right in your screen, click on the HD button to make sure you're HD streaming, as well as full screen, and grab a pen and paper. All right, buddy, all you.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, so let's talk content marketing here. I'm going to start with really, really basic stuff here for those of you that are beginners. First of all, it's really important to understand what content marketing is. And I got this definition from the contentmarketinginstitute.com. What is content marketing? It's a perfect description of why we create content. Content marketing is a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content. Valuable, relevant, and consistent content. Two, this is the whole purpose of it now, to attract and retain a clearly defined audience for action. A lot of bloggers kind of forgot about that last sentence, right? And they're blogging, creating lots of content, but not making any money. It's kind of the struggle that a lot of bloggers have, because they're not focused on the purpose of content marketing in a business platform, which is to drive that profitable customer action. But some really key points to pull out of there: we're creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content. The whole purpose here is to attract and retain a clearly defined audience and drive profitable customer action. Okay, so this is what the purpose of content marketing is. Every time we create content, we should be fully aware of the purpose of why we're doing this, okay? So what's really important about the content marketing strategy here is that content is used throughout the sales process. It's used throughout the sales process. Some people think, oh, well, I'm gonna create content so I can be found on Google. I'm gonna create content so I can, get some traffic, or so I can get some leads. That's a very limited perspective of content marketing. Content marketing is used throughout the entire sales process. And that's why when we talk about, with new marketers getting started, content marketing is a critical component of your overall marketing strategy. It's not really optional because it's used throughout the entire sales process. You're going to use content to build your audience. You're going to use content to attract new website visitors. You use content to engage with your audience. You use content to generate leads. You use content to convert those leads to customers. You use content to upsell existing customers into additional products and services. Okay, so we use content through the entire sales process. It's a critical part of our entire marketing strategy. So really quickly, there's a ton of different content that we can create, right? We can create blog posts, articles, videos. We can do Facebook Live. There's social media content, Twitter posts, Instagram photos, Facebook status updates, all sorts of different types of content that we can create. Every different type of content has different pros and cons, different benefits, and different purposes as well. All right. We're going to be focusing mostly on blog content today. And I want to give you some different ideas for different types of content that you can create, because there's really tons and tons of different ideas. I just kind of collected a bunch of ideas here to give you an idea when you're thinking about the types of content you want to create. And I separated it into 3 styles of content as well. So the first style that I want to talk about is the personal connection style of content. Okay, this is kind of content that you create. And again, it can be video, blog posts, articles, whatever. It's personal connection style content. So what types of content is that? Well, you can create what's called a story post, where you tell a story or you tell your story. Very powerful type of content that you can create, where we share our personal story. A day in the life post, an inspirational post. These can be, again, social media posts, Facebook posts, or blog posts. These can be emails that you write to your audience as well. Okay, all of that is content that we create. Quotes posts, rant post, controversial post, a personal soul-bearing post, behind the scenes post, and a holiday or special occasion post. Okay, just giving you some different ideas of this style of post, which is a personal connection style. And the purpose of this type of style is to create a personal connection with your audience. Okay, you're being more personable in this style of content. The next style of content is the informative or educational style of content. This is typically what I tend to lean towards, right? I'll tend to lean towards the educational style of content. So you've seen these types of posts and this type of content all around the internet. There's the how-to post, there's review posts, case study posts, resources posts, ultimate guide posts, statistics posts, checklist posts, list posts. You guys have seen those. They're very, very popular as well. A best of post, like a roundup post, an interview post, a crowdsourced post, a roundup post, a series post where you do a series of posts instead of just one post, question and answer or FAQ type of a post. Okay, all of these are informative, educational style of content. You can see there's a wide variety of different types of posts that we can create, different types of content that we can create. And then finally, there's the promotional style of content. So this style of content, we're being more promotional. We're actually looking at, making sure we have a call to action and we're actually promoting something in this post. So there's a straight up promotional post, announcement post, comparison post, showcase post, product or service update post, right? So if you got a product or service and you've created an update for it, you would let people know about this update. Income results post. So there's lots of bloggers and different marketers that'll show their income, their monthly income reports, right? You've seen those around. So where people are showing their income and results reports. Product tips posts, all sorts of different styles of posts. Sorry, so that's the promotional style of content, okay? All right, so what I want to start with you guys here, so giving you just a little bit of foundation on content marketing, what it is, how we use it, different types of content that we can create, all that kind of stuff. So what I want to focus on here is actually walking you through a process of creating a content marketing plan. Now, how many of you actually have a content marketing plan where you know what content you're going to be creating far ahead of time? Right? So you know the content you're going to be creating for the next week. You know the content you're going to be creating for the next 2 weeks. Or how many of you struggle to come up with ideas for content? And I know there's a lot of people that sometimes will say that. They'll struggle with ideas to come up with for content. Now, some of us are much more organized than others. Some of us like to plan ahead of time. Some of us will, the spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you guys here, some of us will have this filled out for the next 3 months, and that's amazing. Some of us are a little bit more run by the seat of our pants, right? We're just going to go day to day. We're going to come up with ideas, and we're just going to create content on the fly. It really doesn't matter. Work with your style, okay? You definitely do not have to create a plan for the next 3 months. That's not what I'm going to encourage all of you to do. I don't do that. I could never do that. I'm not organized enough to do that, but I know some of you will be able to. The purpose of what I'm going to share with you guys here today is for you to have a plan and a strategy around your content. Not necessarily planning out the next 3 months of content, but having a plan and strategy and understanding how it all works together to actually create the outcome that you desire, which is more traffic, more engagement, more leads, and more sales, right? That's what we're looking for. That's the whole purpose of why we create content. So
the first rule of marketing, one of the most important things in marketing, is nailing the right message to the right market. The right message to the right market. If you can get this is probably about 80% of all marketing. Okay? If you nail this, then you're going to have successful marketing campaigns. If you fail here in this step, I don't care how great your copywriting is. I don't care how great your sales funnel is. I don't care how great your offer is. None of that stuff really matters if you've missed the right message to right market. If you don't nail this, you're going to have a very difficult time creating a successful and profitable marketing campaign. Okay? So this is fundamental rule number one of successful marketing, is nailing the right message to the right market, which means that we need to understand our target market. Okay, we need to understand who our target market is, and we need to understand what they want, what they need, what they desire. Now, I'm not going to go into a big training here on target market. There's other training tutorials in the MLSP back office that go into more detail on target market, so I don't want to take time on that here today. All right, I just, on a very basic, simple level, I just want you to I want to make sure that you're clear on the importance of having the right message to the right market and getting clear and understanding who your target market is. Now, I'm going to give you several different exercises that I want you to do. Okay, so the first exercise that I want you to do is to take out a piece of paper, or actually this spreadsheet that I'm going to be sharing with you guys here. You can brainstorm on this spreadsheet as well, but I like to take out a piece of paper or have a Word document or a text document that you have on your computer and that you can add to over time. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about your target market, identify who your target market is, and I want you to start brainstorming all of the problems, challenges, and obstacles that they're having in their life or their business right now. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter what niche you're in, what product service you're selling, what target market you're focusing on. You want to brainstorm on all the problems and challenges that they are experiencing right now, and all the problems and challenges that you could potentially solve. Now, this is a brainstorm. We start brainstorming with all the possible problems and challenges. Now, we're not going to obviously solve them all, but it's really good to brainstorm and write all of these down. And you should just start brainstorming and writing down as many as you possibly can. Write down questions that they have as well. Okay, so if we think about our target market, if we're focusing on existing home-based business entrepreneurs, affiliate marketers, network marketers, what are some of the big problems and challenges that they have in their business? What are some of the big questions that they have? Right? How do I start a blog? How do I use social media to recruit for network marketers? How do I get more leads? Right? These are all questions that they have. These are problems and challenges that we have. And you can see that this could go on and on and on forever, because you could come up with a topic like, how do I start blogging? And then you could expand on that one topic, and you could say, well, what's the best blogging platform? What are the best plugins? How do I set up a blog? What's the best hosting for a blog? And you can see, you could just go endless. You could just write down literally hundreds of different problems and challenges and questions that they have. And I encourage you to do so. Because the larger that you make this brainstorm, the larger that the more problems and challenges and questions that you can identify, the more money you can potentially make. All right? I want you to see this brainstorm page that you're creating right now. I want you to see it as potential income for yourself and for your business. Because we're in the business of what? We're in the business of solving problems. Okay? So this is where we start out. And this is the first place we need to start out, is we need to understand what problems and challenges we're going to focus on. Okay? All right. The second part, and we're talking about research here. We're starting with research. If you're just getting started with content marketing, this is excellent timing, because this is the first place you want to start, is you want to start with doing some research. If you've already been doing some content marketing, you've been creating videos, you've been creating blog posts, but you're not seeing the results that you want to be seeing, you're not getting as much engagement, as many leads, all that kind of stuff, then it's really important that you spend some time and do this research that I'm sharing with you here. Okay? So the first part of your research starts with your target market, identifying problems and challenges. All right. The next part of our research is actually researching the market, the landscape, our competition. So let's take some time and research the top sites, the top most successful websites and blogs in our niche that are already creating results. They're already creating success, right? We hear this in the industry all the time. We hear, don't recreate the wheel. Well, it's the same in online marketing. Don't try to recreate the wheel when you're just getting started online, because there's a good chance that if you're trying to come up with brand new ideas that nobody's come up with before, there's a good chance they might flop. So why not go with something that's already proven? Why not focus your energy and efforts on something that's guaranteed to work, that's already working for other people, right? Don't let this thought that, oh, somebody's already written that article before, somebody's already done that before, somebody already has that lead magnet, so I can't make that one as well, okay? Please eliminate those thoughts from your brain because they're holding you back, right? There's lots of space. This is a massive, massive market, and you only need a tiny slice of the pie to make a really good income, all right? So let's take some time and research some different sites. I'm going to show you some different ways to do that. I'm also going to give you guys this spreadsheet. This is an Excel spreadsheet here. And we're going to go over some of these tabs here. But on this tab here, this is our research tab, okay? And you can actually write down all the different top sites that you find here, okay? So a couple of different things that we can do. Number one is we can simply head on over to Google. And depending on what niche we're in, we can just simply write in, top blogs. And let's say we're doing network marketing, okay? So top network marketing blogs. Boom. Top 50 MLM blogs. Top 80 MLM blogs 2016 according to Moz and Alexa. 32 MLM bloggers to watch. All right? So here we go. Now we can find top blogs in our industry that are already getting traffic, getting leads, okay? Eric Christian here, he's put together a great resource for us. Top 80 MLM blogs in 2016, according to Moz and Alexa. So these are websites that are already ranked heavily. They're getting traffic. They've got backlinks. They've got authority, all right? Look at this. Ray Higdon is number 1 here. Eric Worre, number 2. Randy Gage, number 3. Toby and Layla, David Wood. Geez, are some of these MLSP members?
That's ridiculous.
Yelena here, number 8. Michelle and Bill. Lawrence Tam. I think pretty much every single one of these, the top 10, pretty much all of them except for Eric Worre, have been at some point MLSP members. All right, so that just kind of goes to say that we kind of know what we're doing over here at MLSP, don't we? Hey, Brian? So wouldn't it be a great idea to take a little bit of time and research some of the content on these blogs? What are they writing about? What problems and challenges are they solving? What are their most popular articles? Which articles are getting the most comments, the most engagement, right? Would that give you clues as to what the market is looking for, what the market is interested in, what the market resonates with, all right? Obviously, right? So you pick some of these blogs, you do some research, you check some of these blogs out, check out some of the content, and what you can do is you can start listing out here, list out content ideas. So let's go visit one of these blogs. I'm gonna go visit Eric Worre's Network Marketing Pro. Network Marketing Pro. Meet Eric Worre. All right, videos, more videos. Let's check out his videos. Oh, he's talking politics. Uh-oh, look out. Oh, come on, pop-ups. All right, so here's all his videos. So you can check some different content. You can see which content is popular. I was kind of looking for a blog, but he's all focused on videos. All right, I'm gonna have to go. Let's go to our man Ray Higdon. internet is not fast enough for me. Come on, Ray. Here we go. All right. So if we head on over to his blog.
Hi, I'm
Hey, Ray.
Ray, and I show network marketing.
What's up, Ray? How to grow your network marketing business without branding any company. How to create content daily online. How to overcome fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Okay, and you can check out each one of these posts. You can see which ones get high engagement, get high comments. All right, and I mean, look at these. I mean, this is just an endless stream of topics and ideas for your content. Okay, so you can get tons of content ideas. Another thing that you can do is you can head on over to their YouTube channel. So, for instance. Let's go check out Eric Worre's YouTube here.
Welcome
Okay.
to network marketing.
We can also type into the YouTube search. We can type in, topics around network marketing. So how to recruit more reps. And we can find different channels. And again, we're going to find a lot of MLSP people here. We got Adam Chandler. We got Reginald Stinson. Norbert. So we can find different channels and find channels that have a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. And when we find something like that, so Network Marketing Success Club here, 2,000 views. Adam Chandler here. Let's go visit Adam Chandler's channel. If we have a look at all of his videos, we can get tons of different ideas for content as well. Okay. Online sales funnel hack for enhancing trust. 5 factors for increasing conversions. Right, so these are all great ideas. Increasing conversions, getting more leads, improving your funnel, improving your lead generation. You can just see that this is an easy way to come up with ideas for content. Right, just doing a few minutes of research will show you exactly what other marketers are doing, what's getting views. You can have a look at which one of his videos have more views than others. Is there something that stands out? Okay, so just doing a little bit of research like that. Another great tool to use is a tool called BuzzSumo. And so BuzzSumo will show you what content performs best for any topic or competitor when it comes to social sharing. All right, so for instance, if we type in the topic of, like, let's say MLM leads, right? I'm just being very generic here, very general. BuzzSumo will show us which content is getting a lot of shares. So we can see here that Todd and Leah, our new L5 honey badgers, have gotten 1.1K shares MLM leads on autopilot. Are you generating leads through prospecting? Charles Dunbar, 689 shares. MLM marketing lead strategy, step-by-step guide to online MLM lead generation. Okay, how to generate MLM leads on Facebook. Right, so you can see this one topic of MLM leads has lots of different variations, and we can see we can get some great ideas right here from BuzzSumo. Now, the free version of BuzzSumo only shows us the top 10 results, but with the paid version we can see a lot more. Okay, another tool that I'm not going to get into as well, but if you really want to get advanced into this, is you can check out SEMRush as well, which will give you some incredible competitive data on different websites. So you can literally type in any website in the industry, let's say networkmarketingpro.com. And it's going to show you, for instance, all the top organic keywords that is generating traffic for this website. Okay? And it'll also show you main organic competitors for this website as well. Now, again, the free version is only going to show you a limited report. Again, if you're going to go, extreme into this, you're going to get into SEO and all that kind of stuff, you can pay for the monthly subscription. Again, you can also just pay for 1 month of subscription, get a ton of incredible research and data and information, then cancel your monthly subscription. You don't have to stay on it, but you can get a ton of incredible data just from 1 month of doing some research on competition in the marketplace, seeing what keywords are they ranking for, which articles of theirs are getting the most traffic, right? Where are they getting their backlinks from? All this kind of stuff. All right. I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but I just want to share this tool with you for those of you that kind of want to take your SEO, take your content marketing to the next level. Okay, so now this is some basic research we can do to get sort of a feel of the landscape, a feel of the marketplace. All right. Now, what we want to do now is we want to start to narrow our focus. Okay, so what I encourage you guys to do here is to take all this brainstorming, all these ideas that you've researched now, right? So you've got your target market and you've got a list of their problems and their challenges and their questions. You understand the marketplace, you know some of the top competitors, some of the big sites in the industry, you've got some great content ideas, you're really getting inspired, you see all the different kinds of content that you can create, okay? Now what I want you to do for your content marketing plan and to really help to narrow down your branding, your positioning in the marketplace, and also to help you focus your content marketing strategy, to help you focus on your content marketing creation. What I encourage you to do is to choose and narrow down to like 3 or 5 different themes or categories. Okay, so instead of writing about every single thing under the sun, because there's tons of different topics that we can talk about, right? I mean, if we're online marketing, there's hundreds of different topics we can talk about. If you're in health and nutrition, there's 100 different topics you can talk about. What I encourage you to do is to narrow down all of those different content ideas into 3, 4, maybe 5 main categories or themes. All right, so for instance, we could choose to focus on, if there's one marketing strategy that really resonates with you. Let's say you're really into Instagram, okay? Then let's make that decision, let's make that choice that, you know what, I'm going to focus on Instagram because I'm really excited about it. I love what you can do with it. I love the idea of it. You can generate a lot of leads. I like the pictures and working with that and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to focus on Instagram, okay? But maybe you also you're really big into mindset and personal development, okay? And maybe you also have really good sales skills. So you're going to follow on sales. You're going to focus on sales, okay? So now what we've done is we've narrowed down our focus. We've narrowed down our focus for our branding. See, branding is not so much about your logo or the colors you choose for your website. Branding is about what are you about. So that when people come to your website, when people consume your content, they get an idea of who this person is about and what's in it for me. What am I going to get from this? Okay, there's 4 questions that you want to answer when you're thinking about your personal brand. Number 1 is, who am I? Okay, who am I? What do I stand for? Who do I serve? And how will I serve them? Okay, who am I? What do I stand for? Who do I serve? And how do I serve them? So what do I stand for? By defining your themes and topics, your categories, by narrowing this down, it'll be clearer to your audience what you stand for. What are you all about? What are you going to give them that nobody else can, or very few others can, right? Instead of just being another Me Too marketer online, what is unique about you? What is your focus? So that when somebody comes to your site and they're interested in Instagram and they see that you're focused on Instagram and you got 10 different articles on Instagram, oh, this person knows Instagram, I'm going to follow them. They can help me because that's what I want to learn. Whereas if you have one article about Instagram and then another article about Twitter and then another article about Pinterest and then an article, it's like all over the place. Okay, but when you want to think about some of the leaders that you know in this industry. Okay, why were you attracted to them? Many times it's because of their focus, because of what they're into, because of what they're all about, because of the content that they create, because it's something that you want to learn about as well. Okay, so choose that for yourself, narrow it down. This is also going to really help you, and this is going to start to make a little bit more sense as we go through this training. It's really going to help you when it comes to creating content, because your content will then be much more aligned and congruent. And that's the next thing that we're really going to be talking about here. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we cover this, this research. So the next step in the research is choosing and narrowing down your categories and your topics. All right, and again, I suggest narrow it down 3 to 5. And especially if you're just getting started, this is really going to help you to stay focused instead of writing about everything under the sun. Okay, really going to help you. All right. So let's talk about congruency. As important as right message to right market is, so if right message to right market is rule number 1 for effective marketing campaigns, rule number 2 is congruency. So what does that mean? And you'll hear lots of marketers, lots of leaders here at MLSP will talk to you about congruency, making sure that an ad is congruent with the landing page, is congruent with the offer, right? We're going to talk about congruency here when it comes to content marketing as well. And when you narrow your focus of your content to just several different main topics, the content you create will have more congruency instead of being all over the place. And you're going to see a lot better results from the content that you create. All right? So what you want to do is you want to start to strategize. I'm going to go back to this spreadsheet here. Once you've narrowed down
Hey, buddy,
yes.
Can you blow this up like by a factor of 100 here?
Yeah, you can't even see any of this. I mean, this stuff here I got to clear out anyways because this is from, let me clear this content. Let's go blow this up.
Remember, guys, HD and big full screen will help you see this. I think you should just be able to hit Command Plus.
Yeah, that's what I just did, and it didn't do it.
Nothing?
Let's go on
Right there. That might work. Yeah, there you go. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So if we narrow down our themes and our topics, all right, then when we're thinking about, I'm going to go over to this next tab, types of content, and I'm going to have to zoom in on this as well. Okay, so on this page here for types of content, I've written out all the different post types that I went through just a couple minutes ago. Okay, I went through all the different post types that I had listed out before. Okay, in this category is the media that you're going to be using. These are the main categories that you've decided. So let's say we decided on Instagram. I don't know why I'm choosing Instagram. Let's say blogging. Let's say video marketing. And let's say we chose, Facebook Live. Facebook Live. All right. Okay, so let's say that those are our 4 main categories. All right?
No, I'm sorry, man. Can you do 1 or 2 more? They're
just bigger.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's much better. Thanks, man.
Okay. All right, so we've chosen 4 categories: Instagram, blogging, video marketing, Facebook Live. Okay? Now what we want to do is we want to make everything congruent. Now we want to choose 4 lead magnets. We want to choose a lead magnet for each one of these main categories. Okay? So Instagram. In MLSP, obviously you guys know we've got a whole bunch of done-for-you lead magnets that are already created. So you're going to choose the Instagram lead magnet that we've got back there for you in the campaigns. I don't know if there's a blogging lead magnet, but we're definitely going to find one, or we're going to create one. Okay. I know that there's, I believe there's a Mark Harbert 101 video ideas lead magnet, and Facebook Live. I believe there's some kind of a Facebook lead magnet there as well.
Oh yeah.
You get the idea here. The idea here is that we're narrowing down our focus of our content. We're going to be creating content around these 4 different categories, and we've got lead magnets that are relevant to each one of these categories. This is congruency now, all right? And ideally, we want to have an offer, a paid offer, that's going to be related to these lead magnets. Now, that's not going to happen in every single case, but we do in some of these cases. There's an Instagram lead magnet that leads to the Instagram product, isn't there? Inside of MLSP, we've got the Instagram product, and there's actually a, I believe it's $7 tripwire. $7 tripwire offer there, okay? There's a content product. And there's a content offer in the back office. Video marketing, there's a video marketing training offer in the back office as well. And there's Facebook marketing product in the back office. And of course, all of that, we've got the main MLSP offer as well, okay? Which is going to be relevant to all of this, all right? But we've got congruency now. So now when we're creating content for each of these main categories, we've got lead magnets that are congruent with the topics of our content. So when we attract somebody to our audience, to our website, based on an article or a video that we created on Instagram, they land on our website, then they see a lead magnet that is exactly on the topic that they came to our website for. With that kind of congruency, you're going to increase your conversion rates, your opt-in rates. You're going to get more leads with the same amount of content that you're creating. Okay? This is why we want that congruency. This is why if we just narrow down our focus a little bit, instead of trying to write about everything under the sun, if we narrow our focus, we can create much better results, and it will keep us focused. All right? So I just wanted to touch on this topic of congruency. Now, so just going through the spreadsheet, because I'm going to give you guys this spreadsheet here that you guys can use. And again, some of you are going to love this because you're big planners. Some of you, this will help a little bit. On this page here is your content marketing plan. Now, this is for you planners out here. Okay, I know not everyone is going to do this. This is for you planners out here. You can actually plan using the spreadsheet. You can actually plan the content you're going to create, okay? So you can put in your publish dates here. Let's say you want to create 3 pieces of content a week, right? So you would look at your calendar and you would say, okay, this is the content I'm going to publish, the 3 pieces I'm going to publish next week, the 3 pieces that I'm going to publish the week after that. You can decide the type of post that you're going to create, okay? And you can see all the different types of posts here in the drop-down menu, okay? You can decide the type of media that it's going to be. Are you going to create a video, blog post, whatever? You're going to choose the category, right? The categories that you've selected that you're going to work on. So let's say this one's going to be video marketing. The lead magnet obviously is going to be this one. You've got the 101 video ideas. The offer here might just be MLSP, okay? And then you can write in the topic. So what's the topic going to be? Let's say how to overcome fear. How to overcome fear of the camera. Okay, so there's my topic is how to overcome fear of the camera. We can come up with a headline, a subject line. Whoops. Oh my God. We can come up with a subject line right here. This is scrolling too fast for me. There we go. All right, so here's our headline. Five easy steps to overcome fear of recording video. So we come up with a headline. There we go. Okay, and so we can plan out. We can create a plan for the content we're going to be creating over the next couple of months, however far you want to plan this out. All right, and then you'll never run out of content to create. And again, you've done your brainstorm, so you've got tons of different content ideas. You've narrowed this down. You've focused on different categories. Your lead magnets are congruent. And now you're ready to get out there and create some amazing content. All right? Okay. Let's go back here. And now let's address this next topic. Why more isn't necessarily better. And so now I want to talk about creating quality content versus just creating a quantity of content. So here's a couple of interesting statistics that I pulled out for this. I didn't realize it was this much. But there's over 3 million blog posts published every single day, which is crazy. And this chart that I found here, if you guys can see that, it starts from way back in October 2006. This is the number of posts that are published just on WordPress.org. So it's not on all of like public blogs, not on any other platforms. This is just from WordPress.org, starting in October 2006. And you can see August of 2016, there were 65 million blog posts published in a single day just on WordPress.org. Okay. In a month. Sorry, in a month. That's per month. In August 2016, 65 million blog posts just on WordPress.org alone. Okay, so every single month, every single day, there's more and more blog posts being published. If we add video, there's over 300 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every single minute. All right, that's an incredible amount of content that's being published every single day. So by just publishing tons and tons of content isn't necessarily going to get you more traffic. I would rather see you be more strategic with the content you create rather than just creating content like a mad person. All right? Today's SEO is very different from the SEO of 2008, 2010, 2012. Whereas you could get away in 2010, 2012, whereas you could get away with just publishing 500-word articles every single day on your blog post, doing a little bit of keyword research, and blasting a ton of backlinks to your blogs. That used to work in 2010. It used to work in 2012. Things have drastically changed. That isn't what Google is looking for. The search engines are looking for high quality, relevant, authoritative content. And some of the main factors now, there's a ton of different factors that they're looking for. Okay? They're looking at length of content. They're looking at content that's being updated on a regular basis. There's a lot of social signals that the search engines are looking for as well now. Here's a few different bullet points that I pulled out for what search engines are looking for. Click-through rates, scroll depth, how far down a viewer scrolls down the website, scrolls down the blog page, time on page. So this has to do with bounce rates. Okay, how long do people stay on a blog? If you've got a short 200-word, 300, 400-word blog post, a person can read that in a minute and a half, and they bounce, and they're gone. If you've got a long, in-depth piece of content that's really engaging, and they stay on there for 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 minutes, that's extremely good because they're looking for engagement. Okay? Social shares. Is your content being shared? Backlinks, obviously, still important, but backlinks are important from authoritative sites. There's bounce rate again, comments, all of these engagement factors is what the search engines are looking for. And so I really encourage you to focus, when you're creating content, focus on quality over content quantity. And this is why I want to spend a little bit of time now and talk to you guys a little bit more about pillar content. Okay, so some of you may have heard this term, and there's lots of different terms that are being used. I found that as I was doing more research online about it, there's a whole bunch of different terms that people will use when they talk about pillar content. I've seen it be called flagship content, anchor content, cornerstone content, redwood, evergreen, perennial content. Okay, all of it really relates to the same type of content that we're talking about here. So I got these two definitions here from two really big, well-known bloggers. Yarrow Starik, if you don't know who he is, check out his website, entrepreneursjourney.com. He's been blogging since, God, the beginning of time. I don't know, 2000, early 2000s he's been blogging. And he wrote this article on pillar content, I think back in 2008 or before that. And he defines pillar content. Pillar content establishes a core concept relevant to your brand and market, provides extensive information of great benefit to your market, and produces engagement, shares, and traffic over a long period of time. Now, one of the big mistakes, and if you've been blogging for any amount of time, you might be able to relate to this. One of the big mistakes that a lot of bloggers make, and this is kind of the approach that a lot of content marketers and a lot of bloggers have, is you create this content, you post your blog post, you get it out there on social media, and then you never use it again. Then it just fades away into the background of your blog, never to be seen by anybody else again. Okay? And you can do that. I mean, it can work, but I would think that if I'm creating content, if I'm going to invest time and energy into creating content, wouldn't I want to continue to get engagement and shares and traffic over a long period of time with the same content that I created? I mean, it just kind of makes sense. This is a great definition I got here from David Risley. He's over at blogmarketingacademy.com, one of my favorite trainers on blogging, because he actually focuses on teaching bloggers how to make money. I think that's kind of important. A pillar post is a flagship post where you cover one topic in an extremely thorough way. It's called a pillar because it's one of these posts which stands alone and pulls much of the weight of your site. It is a post which you will spend way more time promoting than you will creating it. You will be referring people to this post over and over for quite some time. And that's really the whole idea here with creating this pillar content, is putting time and energy into creating it. And you might spend a few days, you might spend a week creating this pillar post, but then you will be able to promote it for weeks and months and even years. And as you continue to promote it, you will continue to create more and more engagement, more backlinks, more social shares, more comments, so that the value of that post, the authority of that post grows over time. And it's not just forgotten in the back of your blog, but you can actually use it as part of your ongoing marketing strategy. Okay? And especially if you're brand new and just starting out with a blog, if you're just getting started in content marketing, the first place to start is start by creating your pillar content first. All right? We're going to talk a little bit more about how you want to do that. So a couple of bullet points here. The post or series is added to, so your pillar content is added to and referred to repeatedly over time, adding to its value. The pillar content is the go-to resource for that chosen topic in your niche. It supports your brand promise. It establishes trust and credibility. It pre-sells your prospects. It creates the desired result of long-term ongoing traffic. It creates goodwill, establishes your brand, builds authority, and powerful engagement. All right, so let me share with you guys a couple examples. I know you've seen tons of great pillar content out there, but I want to show you some examples so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go over here. Here is a perfect example of a pillar piece of content over on the Digital Marketer blog. This is Digital Marketer's 101 Best Email Subject Lines of 2015. Okay? And what you're going to see, it's a very extensive blog post. Goes into a lot of detail, provides incredible value. Okay, here's all the different subject lines. And they've got a PDF download. We'll talk about that download as well. Okay? Incredible resource here. Now, they're going to get tons of social media traffic from this. You can see it, that this has been shared 978 times on Twitter, 1.4 thousand times on LinkedIn. You know, what they do with this is what we call a perennial post, is they will update this every single year. So this is the best email subject lines of 2015, and they use this strategy with several different topics. But you'll see right here, they're linking to 2014's 101 best email subject lines. Okay? And it's all on this. The cool thing here is it's all on the same page. You'll notice the URL here doesn't change. It's all on the same page. So they're getting a ton of SEO value and backlinks all back to this one URL. Okay, which is just boosting the authority of this page. That's why it ranks #1 for best email subject lines. Okay? If we scroll up to the top, here's 2013. It's just down at the bottom of the article. It's all on the same page. So they're continuously, every year, they're adding to this article. Remember I said that one of the things that the search engines are looking for is they're looking for authoritative content that people spend a lot of time on, that people share, and that gets updated on a regular basis. So it's not like you need to update it every single week. But because they're updating this every single year, this page has now been online since 2013. They can update this every year, and it continues to get more and more backlinks and more social shares. And it continues to build more and more authority on the same topic for the same main keyword. Okay? Here's another excellent, another pillar post here. Robbie Richards. Excellent blogger as well. Look at the shares he's got here. 3,500 shares, 614 Facebook, 440 LinkedIn, 2,000 on Twitter, 3,500 shares, all right? This article, 171 comments. This article is massive. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on, okay? Incredible value, ton of value. And he's getting tons of authority and ranking, and he ranks on the first page with this incredible piece of content. Okay, this is an incredible pillar post that he's created here, and I'm just scrolling through it so fast because it's super long. You can go ahead and go check it out. It's a ton of value here. Okay, so again, he can add to this. He can continue to update this. All right. What you can do with these is you can use these as guides. So this is what David Risley does over on Blog Marketing Academy. He'll write these pillar posts, and he'll feature them as featured guides. Okay? Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Niche. How to Launch a New Blog Step by Step. 2016 Ultimate Guide to Building an Email List. Okay? So if we check out this pillar post here, you can see it's a huge, authoritative, extremely valuable blog post that goes deeply into this topic of building an email list. Okay, he's going to get lots of social shares, lots of authority. It's a piece of content he can continue to update. It's a piece of content that he can continue to share with his audience. So as he attracts new subscribers, he'll be sending them back to this guy because this is one of his main guides. It's one of his main pillar content. He'll continue to use it in his promotions. He might write other articles about email list building and link back to this pillar post. Okay, so then he's got other links back from his YouTube videos or potentially from other blog posts that he writes, all linking back to this guide, this ultimate guide, this pillar post, this pillar piece of content, right? Again, because he's narrowed down his focus and his topics. He doesn't have 100 of these ultimate guides, right? He's got a handful of them. And then another reason why you want to be congruent, you want to decide what topics do you want to focus on, right? And then every time you do, a Facebook Live, let's say that list building, email list building is one of your core themes. You can do a ton of different blog posts, a ton of different Facebook Lives, a ton of different videos, all about list building, all the different little topics about list building, right? What's the best pop-up software? What's the best email autoresponder, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And each time you create that new piece of content, guess what? You link back to your authoritative pillar post. So you're continually using and recycling that pillar piece of content throughout your marketing strategy. It helps you to get more traffic, helps you to get more leads, helps you to get more shares, et cetera, and so on, okay? So, go back here. All right, so let me share with you the example of a post that I did and just show you how it improved some of the conversions on my site. So let me just head over here. Okay, so this is the blog post that I wrote, and I wrote this at the end of September, about a month ago. And I haven't done that much promotion with it. So I did this blog post on how to promote your blog post, the ultimate blog post promotion guide. It's about an 8,000 word article, blog post that I wrote. It took me close to a week to write this. So, took a little bit of time, took a little bit of energy, but it's proven to be extremely, extremely valuable. All right, so I wrote this blog post. You can see there's lots of media with it. There's videos that I added. There's pictures that I added. I link out to other people's websites. I use some training from other people as well, from other marketers. You can see there's lots of links out to other authoritative websites. And I've got basically 22 different strategies to promote your blog posts, okay? Created lots of great engagement, got some social shares on it. And then what I did is I did a few different strategies to promote it. One of the things that I did was a Facebook post. Now, one of the great things, one of the ways that you can get more traffic to your website is to do a little bit of Facebook marketing. So I did a video ad right here. Let me blow this up a little bit. I did a video ad where I promoted, it was a short 1 minute, 53-second video where I talked about this blog post that I had written. And what was really cool, I got 156 shares, 41,000 people reached, 664 reactions, 43 comments, 77 in total with the shares, and 156 shares, people sharing my ad with their networks. Out of that, some of the leads that I generated here was a really successful campaign. I was sharing this video with my existing audience, and you can see down at the bottom here, it's really small there, but it's 96 leads at $2.11 per lead. Okay, so very, very effective. All right, so one more thing that I want to touch on, and this is going to help you to increase the lead flow and the lead generation with this kind of content. Okay, so we've got this congruency happening, right? We've chosen our themes and our topics. We're starting by creating these pillar posts, really valuable pieces of content. And now let's talk about another topic, the content upgrade. So most of you are familiar with lead magnets, right? Everyone talks about lead magnets, and you should be familiar with a lead magnet. A lead magnet is it could be a resource, a valuable resource, valuable training that we give away in exchange for an email address. Okay? So what could be better than a lead magnet? Well, the next step is the content upgrade. And why would a content upgrade be better than a lead magnet? Well, we come back to this second rule of effective marketing, which is congruency. Right message to right market and congruency. So what is a content upgrade? A content upgrade is a valuable piece of content. So it's like a lead magnet. It's a valuable piece of content that complements, supports, or enhances the original article or blog post that the visitor came to read in the first place. So you just want to ask yourself the question, when you create your pillar post, You want to ask yourself the question, what more can you offer your reader to help them get the most out of your content? What other related problems might they have that you could solve? What could you give them to make the solution easier, simpler, or faster? Okay, so I'll show you guys the example. What I did in the blog post. So I wrote this blog post on how to promote your blog post, how to promote your content, the ultimate blog post promotion guide. So I thought, all right, well, how can I make this content more valuable? What else could I give them in exchange for an email address? I created my content marketing promo guide. Download the content marketing planner, content ideas cheat sheet, and content promo checklist. Okay, so this is a content upgrade. It's a congruent and relevant lead magnet that's specific to the pillar content, to the blog post that I just wrote. Okay, so because it's congruent, because it's specific, it's going to get you more leads. It's going to improve your conversion rates. All right, because the person that came to this website, remember, no matter how you promoted it, it might have been shared on social media or whatever. I promoted, one of the ways that I promoted it is the video ad that I showed you guys here on Facebook, right? So you got to imagine now, put yourself in the shoes of your prospect. The prospect watched the video about promoting blog posts. It interested them enough to click on the link and head over to the blog post. They read the blog post, and then they see that they can get the cheat sheet, the content marketing planner, the content ideas cheat sheet, and the content promo checklist. And all they need to do is put in their name and their email address. Okay, so how did that work? Well, let me show you guys here. The top two opt-ins there at the top were the typical opt-ins that I had. The one at the top there you can see is a 9% conversion rate, 9.13% conversion rate. And the one below it, if you can't see that, it's 7.05% conversion rate. Okay, so all the people that visit my blog, between 7 to 9% opt in. The bottom one was actually my original one, only 7%. And then the top one, I just improved the copy, I improved the offer. And it's just one of those, pop-ups that you see, the typical pop-up that you see, or the right-hand sidebar. And that's 7 and 9% conversion rate. The content marketing guide, right down here, 13.41%. Okay, almost double the opt-in rate that of my original pop-up. Okay, because it's congruent. 13.41% conversion rate. You can see here is my conversion rate on my blog over the last 12 months. You can see the majority of the conversion rate, it was up around 12%. It had a high there of maybe 14%. Most of it is around 10, 11, 12%. And then it dipped down in the summer there, May, June, and July. It was pretty low, all below 10%. And then look at that spike in September. That spike in September is all because I launched that blog post on September 21st. And the last 2 months, September and October, it was over 20% was my opt-in rate, over 20%. So it went from 10, it literally doubled my opt-in rate on my blog. All the visitors to my blog went from 10% to 20%, to over 20% opt-in rate. I doubled my lead flow. I doubled my conversion rate because of that content upgrade. All right, so that's how you can easily get more leads without necessarily even increasing the traffic to your website. All right, that's how valuable this is. That's how important this is. And again, focusing on what? We're focusing on right message to market. We're focusing on congruency and quality over content. So I got a couple of action steps for you here to wrap things up, because I want you guys to take this information and apply it into your business. Right? So there's 3 very simple action steps here for you to take. Number 1, create your content marketing plan. Right? Create a strategy for the content you're going to be creating. Instead of just every single day creating a new piece of content with whatever idea comes into mind, why not have a congruent content marketing plan? Why not have a strategy around your brand, around your positioning, around the content that you create. Narrow down and focus your categories, your themes, your topics. Become an expert in a handful of topics instead of trying to cover everything under the sun. That way you can create congruency in your marketing. So create your content marketing plan and then start by creating your first piece of pillar content. And then promote. Promote the heck out of it. Promote everywhere that you possibly can. And then repeat that process. And I would say, your goal over the next few months should be to create 3 to 5 pieces of pillar content around the 3 to 5 categories or themes or topics that you've chosen. Now, if you're creating content on a daily basis already, if you're creating content, 3 times a week, that's great. Continue to do that, but build it around your pillar content, the themes and the topics and the categories that you choose to focus your brand around. All right. And once you've got these pillar pieces of content, promote. Continue to promote them. Don't let them fall into the archives of your blog. Right. The whole point here is to create content that can be evergreen content that you can continue to get traffic, continue to create engagement with, continue to promote it, and continue to generate leads. All right. Once you've created your first piece of pillar content, I would suggest, if you've never created a lead magnet before, this might be getting you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but this will take your business to the next level, right? Create a PDF, create a download that is relevant to the pillar content that you've created. Now, if you can find a lead magnet inside of MLSP, that makes the whole job even easier, right? If you decide your pillar content is going to be about Instagram, you create a beautiful piece of pillar content, the ultimate guide to getting started on Instagram, for instance, or how to use Instagram to generate leads for your network marketing business. And then you've got your opt-in, your lead magnet. Your content upgrade is the Instagram lead magnet that we've got here for you with MLSP. Perfect. Beautifully congruent. All right? So that's your action steps. Take the information that you learned here today and apply it. Create a strategy for yourself. Create a plan. Go out there and create amazing quality content and put it out there into the marketplace. All right. I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. So I'm going to wrap it up here. And I'm going to see if there's any questions around. Brian, you on here?
Yeah, man. Awesome stuff, dude. Love it. I had a feeling we were going to have some type of pillar content. I mean, guys, I hope, first off, amazing content, right, guys? This dude totally rocks. But kind of frees or gives you some permission, where to a lot of the coaching clients that at least I've been speaking to, when we talk about, and I'm sure Norbert would say the same, when we talk about you've got to create content every single day in the form of a blog post, that is an overwhelming task for many people, especially just getting started. And you're really not going to want to spend money on to boost a post or a Facebook ad to a 2 or 3 minute video and a couple paragraphs. It doesn't really make sense. So guys, what Norbert crushed the last half of this, the whole thing, but the pillar content, please rewatch and watch this thing, because that's the type of stuff you're going to go to Facebook and do this native advertising thing so that you can actually boost, and then all your other content you create can be tiny little quick little blog posts that all lead to the money website that slowly but surely build authority, credibility. And that's just I hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys, because that's what we've been teaching. When we did, remember the blog stuff, the years before blogs were even cool.
Yeah.
And that whole thing kind of, we put that on the back burner, and then now we have sites. But that was the whole thing, and it's not a different approach. I mean, it's just that's what you got to do, man, these days, especially if you're going to drive traffic to these. That was awesome, dude. We're going to be, for everyone who's already asked, guys, we will make this a system campaign. This is an amazing blog lead magnet for you guys to maybe put on your pillar piece of content about blogging if you'd like. But that was awesome, guys. I didn't know if there were going to be questions. Norb is down. I'm going to unlock the Q&A, and everyone who is still on, you get access to a very brilliant marketing mind for a few questions. Cool, man. That was awesome. That was really, really good stuff.